Hey you guys, it's Melanie from I Heart Stitching, and today we are going to make this adorable circle skirt. Okay, let's get started. So this pattern is really great because it's free, and I will link it in the about box. It has tons of more details and measurements, and this is just going to be a video showing what I did to make my daughter's skirt. So you want some pattern paper or freezer paper. This is kind of like a lined pattern paper. The fold is over there on the right hand side, and I'm making the markings that it says in the pattern. It's a free pattern. I will link it below, so go check that out. It's made by Figgy's, and Figgy's has great kids patterns, so you want to check them out. So here I am doing the markings for the size 4'5" for my daughter. The waist circle is 2 5/8 for that size, so you can see that's what I'm doing right here, using a piece of yarn just to get a nice curved look, get that nice circle, because this is a circle skirt. So that's the B measurement over there, and then you're going to do the B measurement plus D, which D is the waist to knee, and for this size it's a 14.5 inch measurement. So I'm going to take this piece of yarn, put it over there right on the corner with a pen, just a plain old pen, on this pattern paper, pattern fabric, and I'm gonna just draw it down to get that circle shape. So here it is, really easy. Once you kind of get the concept behind this, you can adjust the size, make it longer. The sizing on the pattern does go all the way up to an adult size, so you can make this for, kids and for yourself. So here I am just darkening the lines. Now I'm going to take my scissors and cut the little waist circle out. So that's going to be the waist circle. So use some sharp scissors and cut that out. And then I'm going to cut out the rest of the pattern. Using the measurements on the pattern, I made this waistband rectangle. My waistband is 7 by 10 3/4 for the size 4'5" for my daughter. My daughter's only 2, but she's really tall for her age, so I always make her stuff a size up or 2, and then that way she can grow into it. Plus it's a skirt, so if it's a little long, it's not a big deal. So cut out this rectangle for the waistband. Again, all the instructions are on the pattern, and the pattern is free, so I have that linked in the about box. And there we go. The great thing about using a pattern paper like this or using freezer paper is that then once you make this pattern, you can use it over and over again and use it on different types of fabrics. I'm going to be using a knit, so this way you can just make a whole bunch of these. They're super quick and a great addition, for the springtime to your daughter's wardrobe or to yours. So here's my 2 pattern pieces. Now next I'm going to get my knit fabric, this great Heather Ross Strawberry Fields Briar Rose print, and you can see the fold is up there on the top. And I'm just going to use my rotary blade and kind of eyeball it here, cutting around that edge. You want to use a knit for this project with a little bit of stretch, but a knit is going to work best for this pattern. And there's so many great knits out there. Girlcharlie.com is a really great place to find knits. I'll link that below. This has a line of quilting cottons that goes with it, so this is often found at quilt shops. Really, really cute fabric. So go ahead and finish cutting this out. Next, I'm going to cut the waistband out. Here's that rectangle. The fold is up there at the top. And then I'm going to cut this out with my rotary cutter as well. The next thing you want to do is head over to the sewing machine using a ballpoint needle because it is a knit fabric, and some polyester thread if you have it. You want to sew the short sides together, right sides together, just like I'm doing here. Sew those together all the way down. And then the next thing you're going to do is put the wrong sides together and pin those raw edges. And so what you're going to do is you're going to pin the raw edges in 4 different places. So you're going to pin the seams, match those seams up, and then you're going to lay it out flat so that you have 2 pins on the front and back, and then on the sides where the fold is. Basically, we want to mark every quarter. You can see what I'm doing here. Basically, we're just going to mark the waistband a quarter of the way, and then that way we can match that up with the waist circle of the skirt pattern. So here it is all pinned. Then what you're going to do is, do you see those pins? There they are. I'm trying to make sure you can see them. Okay, so then what you're going to do is you're going to also pin those 4 spots on the skirt. So then that way we can match it up and make sure that there's no bunching as we take it to the sewing machine. So there's 4 spots. Make sure I had one that kind of folded on itself there. So now you're going to take the waistband and place it inside the skirt. Those raw edges are going to be matched up at the top, right sides together. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to match up those pins, and then just using one of the pins, replace the other one so that I'm attaching the waistband to the circle skirt. Now that everything is pinned in place and matched up nicely, we are going to head over to the sewing machine. And this step is going to be a little bit tricky. You want to place those raw edges underneath your presser foot. You want to use a 3/8 seam allowance. That was all in that pattern as well. And just kind of line up those raw edges, make sure there's nothing curled under itself. It's going to be, a little bit of manipulating the fabric, kind of getting it to, lie flat under there. You want to be using a ballpoint needle again, and also really let the fabric kind of feed itself, especially if you're using a straight stitch machine like I am here. You can use a narrow zigzag if you like. And you also don't need to finish your edges because knits will not fray. But of course you could zigzag it or serge it if you wanted to. So that's the great thing about knits. Okay, and here is the finished skirt. Super, super cute. You can hem the edge if you want. I'm just going to leave mine raw because this is going to be a fun play skirt for my daughter. But you could definitely hem that edge if you did not like the look of a raw edge, but it won't fray. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day.